kicking off week 3 today. And sadly, I've got nothing good to report about my hometown. Do you know what Chicago Bears gear I have? I'm at my home studio staring at me. I almost put on like a Bears something just to give a little like extra love, a little extra oomph, and a little extra like needling to Bears fans who clown on me all of the time. But it's sort of sad what's going on. And to be honest with you, I do not see an end to the drama in sight right now. It started in the afternoon when Justin Fields spoke to the media. If you somehow live under a rock, here's what he was talking about. He got sort of candid about his struggles. He used the word robotic, overthinking things, and he did stir up some major controversy because he was asked why that was happening.
Could be, coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and, playing more.
Is it over? Ugh. I watched this like 19 different times, and then everybody piles on, and everyone's skewering him. And he should not have said or started the answer for sure with the word coaching. That's sort of a triggering word there in these circles. It's put it on me. We heard Debo on the show. Debo said, I love Brock Purdy because he put it on him. He said it. It's sort of the code. It's what works, what motivates, galvanizes, what leadership is all about. And it wasn't the right move. And then it opens him up for what happened, especially when the coaches have been getting called out nationally for the last 2 weeks straight. But his full answer makes it sort of, if you really listen to it enough times, he's not blaming them. Okay, it's more about how he's sort of processing and applying the information he's getting. A lot of information, it sounds like, and how it's leading to some of those robotic issues. But after the Fields blames coaches for struggles, headlines and tweets started to explode and go viral, and like the sky started melting in Chicago. Justin called the media back, as we all know, and clarified the comments.
You guys' jobs are to get clicks, so it's like, when you take my quote out of context, when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like, y'all are trying to split us up as a team. I'm not blaming anything on the coaches. I'm never going to blame anything on the coaches, never going to blame anything on my teammates. I will take whatever happens in the game, I will take all the blame. I don't care if it's a drop pass, it should have been a pass. Put it on me.
Andrew Thomas on the YouTube chat says, you always have Michael Jordan in the Bulls championships from the 1990s. Luke Longley, sure. Sure, love that. I love that for me. Tony Kukoc, the Croatian sensation, absolutely. I've got those guys. I want the Bears to be freaking good. And just hearing what he said there, a little fire. I like to hear that. I'm going to get to that with Hamilton in a minute. I feel for him. He goes on to explain he's trying to give the media insight and not just stock answers. Anytime a quarterback, listen, Daniel Jones comes on my show and I call him out. Stop giving me stock quarterback answers. Give me something real. He was trying to do that. He was trying to be earnest. He put himself in a rough spot with the answer and starting it the way that he did. But it's kind of clear, if you're smart in between here, his intention was not to pin this on the coaching staff. And it was, he's got to be more disciplined in his answers, of course. And I know the media people in Chicago, they're very good at their jobs. This could not have been fun for them yesterday. It was sort of interesting that even his opponent, Patrick Mahomes, as I was just saying, had these words of encouragement that pretty much echoed Fields' assessment of things. Here's Pat, guys.
Yeah, just trust your talent, trust your instincts. He's here for a reason. He's made a lot of big plays happen in the NFL and in college, wherever he's been. So just trust in your instincts. And then go out there and be the player that you've always been, just not against us, hopefully.
Not against us, hopefully. Hamilton, get in here. Everyone knows the story. We just laid it out. It's all fine. It's a great job. But, hey, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
Hi. I was recapping it. Well, here's the full disclosure.
Yeah.
Hamilton wanted to recap and lay it out. I feel like everybody's seen it, and I want analysis, and then I'm getting laughed off these phone calls with both Goldfarb and you about me thinking that the Bears might even win this game this week. Just hearing his voice, just hearing them like a little. The Chiefs are known to sort of take games that they should steamroll people not lightly. They sort of like think like it's fine, and then they almost lose to the Texans last year. If this is a winnable, this would be the week for Chicago to come out there and to throw the whole world at them and figure it out. And, they got Eberflus. I know they've got this Allen Williams situation, which, by the way, we don't have nearly enough facts. And there's allegations and there's stories, and there's former players coming out and saying nobody knows the story, talking about journalism and media and clickbait and all of that, as Justin Fields was just doing. So that I'm not going to comment on and the speculation, but when you look at this game this week between the Bears and the Chiefs, what are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking at you talked about it yesterday, actually, the Chiefs defense and how dominant they've been to start this year. And that's what I'm looking at, especially with the way they've been able to generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks. We saw Trevor Lawrence just constantly under duress last week. That's kind of what this Bears offense has struggled with, both keeping Justin Fields clean, but also him hanging in that pocket when things start to get rough. So, well, I know what you're saying. We've seen, the Chiefs, kind of have some letdowns. I just don't think we've seen, the Chiefs are still working on things too. The offense hasn't looked the way that they've wanted it to look so far. They just got Travis Kelce and Chris Jones back. They're still building. So I don't think they're going to come into this game taking anything lightly.
Are we talking about Travis Kelce, the Hall of Fame football player, the one that people are calling the GOAT, or are we talking about the one that's on Kristen Cavallari's podcast earlier this week? Which does he have time to play in the game? Is he going to be in Kristen Cavallari's ex-husband's old team's field situation, or like what exactly is going? I don't know. Like, does he have time? Is it on
the timing of that guest appearance on her part is interesting, for sure.
Either way, speaking of mild dysfunction, no, we love Travis Kelce. I'm just trying to poke holes and say, I just want Chicago listen, anything can happen. And this, by the way, the drama's not ending. We're going to find out about this defensive coordinator situation. It's going to unravel, unfold, and get worse. The only way you shut anybody up, it's not by just go out there and win. Go out there and execute. Get so mad. The media, you're tearing us apart. Use that. Use all those people. And by the way, Stacey Dales isn't in there trying to tear anybody apart. Like, Chicago has some really brilliant reporters doing their things and trying to do their job and bring the story out. But let's not just jump to conclusions on everything, except for the fact that the Bears are going to upset the Chiefs on Sunday in the late window. Hamilton, I'll talk to you later. Excellent job. I haven't slept. It's fine. Excellent job outlining all of this for everybody, and we appreciate the comments on YouTube. Thanks for the recap. I've convinced myself they can win this game because the Chiefs don't have it all figured out yet. And Darius, I don't even have to look at you to know how you're looking at me. I just feel, listen, your team, the Colts. Jeff Saturday, his first game as a head coach, they rolled. Something about the second time Field said, hey media, get in here, I want to talk to you. Stop trying to pick apart. Isn't there a little something there and Chiefs, don't tell me that they always take lower competition very seriously and crush them and have dominant wins by 20, 30 points. They don't.
Yeah, the Chiefs are kind of known as the team who, especially early in the season, they're going to win, but a lot of times they're not going to cover. And when you have an athletic quarterback, that can always be the wrench in anyone's plans. But that's the problem. They're not using Justin Fields' athleticism. I think that's number one. That's the number one issue right now. I think there should be at least, I heard it's only been 5 design runs in the first 2 games. I think it should be at least 5 a game where you're getting the ball in Justin Fields' hands and letting him run and be an athlete, and then figuring things out in the passing game, which, if you look at the film, which I have, it's not as far away as it seems or as people are making it out to be. There are different things. You want to see more confidence and more conviction in the decision-making, at the top of his drops, where guys are going to be. Because in the league, you got to anticipate throws to make accurate ones in the coverage, and not seeing that enough. But there are sparks and plays here and there that you see from Justin Fields in the passing game. So it's not that far away, and it's not insane to say they can go out and beat the Chiefs. I mean, you got to line it up and play every week. But you also expect the Chiefs to, at some point, start to figure it out and play better, especially on that offensive side of the ball. I think their defense, especially with Chris Jones being back in the middle, defense is playing pretty well to start the season off.
Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest Up and Adams content right on YouTube.